For those who don't know me, or since it's been such a long time I've forgotten who I am, which happens a lot the older I get, my name is John Rita. I've been the managing partner for the church in the middle of the block for the past 27 years. Just yesterday, at a meeting of the partners, I formally turned over the reins to Chris Cook. He was 14 years old when he began his journey here. At one point, I thought I might begin this celebration with a little skit. Chris would play Tommy Schweitzer and himself at 14, and I would play myself, simple enough. But I'm not an actor, and this is written down because some days I can't remember my own name. My mother died of Alzheimer's has become the excuse I use with people. But no kidding, she did. And no, it was not funny or easy, but in an odd way, joking about it helps me deal with it. Anyway, I decided to tell the story instead of trying to act it out. My cousin Chris had come to be under my wing. He was helping after school to work on the early phases of reclaiming this building. He was also a paper carrier for the Altoona Mirror, and had met Tommy Schweitzer, who lived just down the alley from here, directly across from my gallery. Tommy was just wrapping up his college education and had befriended Chris, and thus learned of this place. Intrigued, he had Chris bring him here, and we met downstairs in what we now call Egyptian Hall, over a 1-ton block of marble I was planning to carve. I was in the midst of chaos. The roof leaked, most of the plaster was on the floor, 200 pigeons had left 4 tons of waste throughout this building, and most of the windows were smashed out. There were no utilities and just temporary electrical power for working. Tommy was a bright young fellow, myself an already graying 42 years old. I shook his hand and tried to move him along, as in, stop by again sometime, like in about 5 years, when I have the time to talk to an over-enthusiastic younger person. But he was persistent and stayed and kept coming back. And I knew not long after that I loved him. Simple as that. A dreamer, not unlike myself, and the fresh energy of youth to back it up. So this is the part that I envisioned as the skit. A little old table, a couple of old chairs, a table set for a little dinner, a bottle of wine, a candle, and 2 glasses. This hall, a gray, somber shell, mopped up a bit, the smell of disinfectant faintly lingering and emanating from the long, neglected floor, which was ashen in color. A somber, quiet, Gothic, and reflective space with an eerie light coming through the temporary plastic panels that had been placed over the vestiges of the stained glass windows. Tommy, come over here. Have a seat.
Oh, sure, John. I have a lot of energy. I'm just in college, and I really don't know what I to do. I love music, and wow.
Yeah, so, imagine me giving him stage direction. You don't have a part here, so don't worry about it, okay? I mean, I'm glad you can ad-lib, but I figured that out, Anyway, I made us a little Italian supper, spaghetti. I used Del Grosso sauce and meatballs. Okay, corny. I know. Not a great skit. What do you expect? I'm a painter, not a playwright. Wine? We ate and drank beneath the light of a single candle as the day waned, and the candle flickered in the Gothic emptiness of what was more an idea than a real building at that point. For me, I intended it to become my art studio. What can you see? Tell me. Tommy replied, we could do theater here in your studio. Start with classes in music theater. We could do a little summer camp. It wouldn't take much to set up. And Christmas, well, it happened. It all happened. And much, much more. Going through our archives recently, I came across these remarks penned for me by our resident cultural anthropologist, Ted Holland, for one of our Christmas programs. I'm going to put my spectacles on. It's in little print. It's the original document. This is December the 18th, 2004. It is with no small pleasure that the partners and knights of the church in the middle of the block welcome once again a true native son, Tommy Schweitzer, to our midst. We would like to think that he comes to remind us, and don't we need it, that amidst the relentless duties of daily life, which marks our first dozen years of existence as an organization, answering phone calls, shoveling coal, paying taxes, there was a reason for it all. And my God, let's not lose sight of it. And so, every few years we gather at Christmas, privileged once again by a performance which has become, I think I don't exaggerate, one of our most cherished traditions. It seems just yesterday that Tommy gave us our first Christmas, and yet that just yesterday was 10 Christmases and 9 years ago, December of 1995. A moment which is lodged irrevocably in the hearts and minds of all of us who were there. The walls were bare, the ceiling unfinished. There was but little heat, but there was a contractor's propane burner that took the chill off the auditorium where we now stand. But there was a Christmas tree also, which adorned the large front window for the first time in decades beyond the memory of most of us. And then, miracle of miracles, there was once again singing, once again laughter, once again music, and the lights went down, and a single ballet dancer ascended the stairs to lay upon the floor a single red rose, a dance, a melody of such utter simplicity that it seared one's very soul. And all knew, without exactly knowing why, and I doubt that the building harbored a dry eye, that a watershed moment had arrived. We stood transfixed, silenced by that which we could not name, transported, overwhelmed, and then the applause which began like a wave coming ashore. 200 of our friends, neighbors, fellows on a journey rose to their feet. To a building, cold stone, vacant mortar, empty walls, he had given life, emotion, movement. True is the song, one thought, thou seest the living building speak. What greater art can there be? It seems fitting that this night we should commemorate that moment. It is with honor, with humility, unanimously, utterly without reservation, and yes, with some sense of disbelief at what the years which have paved the way to this moment now have given us, that we present this, the penultimate award of our first dozen years of rebirth, to Tommy Schweitzer, who has played no small part in it. Might we say a modern-day renaissance right here on Fifth Avenue. We call it the Finest Hour Award. It's been over a decade and a half since that event. Many wonderful people helped us get to this point. Former Mayor Tom Martin, Deborah Anthony, who wanted to have a ballet performance here, but there was as yet no stage. And then Rick and Jeannie Geist came along. As I mentioned in the beginning, I stepped down as managing partner yesterday. But prior to that, the last decision I made, with the support of the partners, was to honor Tommy in a unique way. Other than my unconditional love, which he will always have, I could perceive of no other greater way to honor him. And so, ladies and gentlemen, from this day forward, this auditorium shall be known as
What do you say to that?
Oh my goodness.
I know. Johnny, I love you. Cindy, I love you. Thank you. That should be left for when I'm 88 or 95 or 110. Thank you. Yeah.
No.
Have to get through the rest of this. That's just unbelievable. So we are happy to have you all here tonight. And I never thought it was going to open to that. And since that is, you probably have figured this out, that if you don't know, I am from the Del Grosso clan, and I enjoy a meatball or two. But my father, this is his last name too, so I take that as a gift to him as well. Because my father was the janitor of this place that you're all sitting in. My father was a proud janitor of Altoona Area High School and the space, and also of the Mishlick Theater. So when I see that last name, I also feel that is him too. So thank you. I thought I'd start out with a song for you all. I don't know if you know this. I think many of you do. I did have COVID last July, and I was hospitalized for somewhere near a week. That's why we're all being very careful. I'm up here without a mask, but once I get close to you, I'll wear a mask while we're wearing masks. I do have an album coming out March 16th. That will be a 1-year anniversary, two-year anniversary of the lockdown. And it's called My COVID Songbook. Over COVID, I wrote 11 numbers, 11 songs. And so I thought I would welcome all of us back. We're being very careful tonight because we have to be, but we are gathered here. Just think, the problem with all of us is just when you get used to something or you get something back, we take advantage of it. And that is why circular things keep happening to all of us. So just when we get back here, you already know that somebody, I was almost ran over by a van today because she couldn't she couldn't drive any faster. And I heard somebody screaming at somebody the other day in town down in Virginia. And we want more and more and more. If we were given any kind of gift last year, we were given the gift of reflection and gratitude. So this song is called I'll Be There. I wrote this as soon as I got out of the hospital. And it was about a month with having oxygen. I was very lucky not to be put on a ventilator. And I also love this home and this town. And I'm very blessed to have the home I live in, where every day I would find chicken soup or a Snoopy doll or something, or beautiful families from here, like the Peterman family, sending me cards throughout the entire COVID time. Ethan, what grade are you in now? 9. Ethan, you sent me something about toilet paper. You like the toilet paper. Just to know that we are all webbed and connected to something bigger, got all of us through. And we also all know we're not done, right? We have somewhere to go with it. But tonight we are here together. And so this is called I'll Be There. I was doing a Facebook Live one night, and on Facebook Live, the chat section over here, a lady who I do not know, I think she was from Utah, she gave me the challenge. She said, could you write a song from the perspective of Winnie the Pooh? If Piglet was to ask Winnie the Pooh, when can I hug you again? I miss hugging you. I miss holding you. I miss all the things we used to do to pass the time away. I miss seeing you. I miss touching you. I miss you close to me. One day soon, I promise I'll be right next to you. When this whole thing is over and we've changed for the better, I'll be there for you. We'll walk in the park, we'll walk hand in hand, and when other people see us, we'll ask them to join us at the concert or the theater. I'll sit beside you. One day soon, I promise I'll be right next to you. scary parts are over and the confusion is through, I'll be there for you. Until then, hold on. Until then, hold on. One day, you'll walk out the door. You won't be afraid, 'cause I'll be out there waiting there for you. I'll be right there waiting for you. In time, about 18 years ago, we were having rehearsals in here. This beautiful landscape of paintings you see, this ceiling you see, these lights, they weren't here. Maybe the ceiling was here. We needed one, so Johnny made sure to make one. But we would be here, and there would be this, there would be this, I don't know this kind. There would be this beautiful little baby sitting in a pew, listening and watching everything that happened up here. She had these huge blue eyes and this permanent sort of, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about? She turned out to be beautiful Parker Cook, Chris Cook's daughter, who you heard about earlier, and she is in her final year of school. And she is doing fantastic things, and she's going to sing for you tonight. This is Parker.
It is the night of our dear Savior.
the 9 partners of the church in the middle of the block, 6 have Italian roots. The 3 Monaco brothers, Frank, Sam, and Dave, myself, of course. Chris Cook's grandmother was my dad's sister, and Tommy Schweitzer's mother was, of course, Adele Grosso. We welcome here all cultures and ethnicities, but we smile enthusiastically about all things Italian. Our next performer is no stranger to the church stage or to performing, as a choir director and as a soloist. He often talks about the Polish half of his heritage, but he is quick to point out when he is in a group how many are paisans. He is none other than my friend, lawyer, former county commissioner, and my partner in courthouse historic preservation madness, Terry Tomasetti.
Thank you, John. It's amazing what can result from a crumbling, badly neglected courthouse. Friendships arise in many places in many ways, and that was, I think, both our good fortune. I just wish, and I say this very sincerely, I met John many years earlier. We, I believe, enjoy each other's company and approach to life very, very much. So thank you for the fine introduction, John. And I will add one more thing. I am half Polish, and my mother's here, by the way. She's 91 years old. She's in the back. I might move this back just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't mean this in any other way, but I'm glad my mother decided not to use her maiden name as part of her last name, because we could not fit my name anywhere if that's the case. It would be Terry Kokolowski Tomasetti. Just wouldn't work. The song I'm going to sing tonight is one that you may have heard the melody before, maybe you heard the song before. It's based on a theme from the movie The Mission from the late 1980s with Robert De Niro and Jeremy Irons. It is now entitled Nella Fantasia. Words were put to it at the insistence of Sarah Brightman, and they are in Italian, and I will give it my best shot. Io vedo un mondo giusto, e tutti vivono in pace e onestà. Io sogno sempre e sono sempre libero.
thankful, and I forgot to mention that Parker's accompanist and the accompanist for Terry there was my wonderful and very talented wife, Cindy.
All right, we're gonna pick things up. You guys hear this song on the radio all the time. This is my partner, Andres, and this is his first time ever performing in front of a group. Some of you may follow us on Facebook. We're going to start to charge.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. But everyone, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Can you hear? I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Obviously hates the stage. Jeez. This is what it's like when we do Zumba. So now he teaches Zumba with me, and every woman behind me goes, when is he going to teach? Then when he's done teaching, they go, when he's done teaching, I come back up, especially one of them named Carol goes, oh. Right, Jim? Yes. Okay. Next, we have Ryan. Ryan was here the very first year. She's an amazing violinist. And Ryan, you have your duettist tonight. I want to make sure Alyssa. Nice to have you both here tonight. You're back with us after, was that 10 years? Was that 10 years ago? 15 years ago?
Keep going.
You and I were 18. But she's an amazing friend to the church, and now an amazing mom, and we're happy to have you back.
Thank you. As soon as I put my violin up, the music disappears because the mask is over my eyes.
Jeannie here tonight?
What's that?
Is Jeannie Geist here tonight? No. She's my neighbor.
Jeannie was
Next
supposed
door
to be here.
Yeah, she's my next door neighbor.
Aww.
Company that does cutting-edge, forward-thinking productions, and it's ran by a wonderful person named Valerie Stratton, who has been a part of the community and the theater community for years. Her company is called Things Unseen. Did I say that right? I never get to say it out of my mouth. And this is her set. She's going to tell you a little bit about it and invite you to when their show is. And it's because of Valerie and her love for theater that this place is being filled with audience members who love theater, and it keeps the warmness of drama alive in here. So this is Valerie.
Some of you at least have been to see some of our shows here in the past 10 years. So I am the most recent member of the church family here, I have to say. I am one of the people that's not of any Italian background, but I am half Polish. But John asked me to tell you just a little about how we got started here and to tell you a little about what's coming up for us. Our first show was indeed here, October of 2011. So this does represent now the beginning of our 11th season. And we have produced some very interesting types of shows here. So some of you have seen some interesting things we've done here. I've been involved with theater since I've been in high school, and did a lot in town with Altoona Community Theater through the years. And then when I retired in 2008, decided that I'd be doing more with ACT, and then little did I know that after meeting a friend, and the stage is named after Jody Hesley, that we would start our own little theater company. I mean, just like that, you know, you could do something like that. We started, as I said, with the Edgar Allan Poe show here in October of 2011, and here we are now. After almost a 2-year break, it's been sad that our last performance here was back in February of 2020. So this is going on 2 years that we haven't been able to do anything. So it's really great to have live theater back again. I say live theater because we did do 2 streaming online shows, as did ACT, and many theaters had to do that for the past 2 years. But it's not the same. It's just not the same as live theater. So what you see on the stage is not just a setup for tonight's event. This is part of the set for our show that's next weekend called Tiny Beautiful Things. And it takes place in a backyard, thus we have a back porch and part of the fence, and it will have a set of like patio outdoor furniture here as well. But the play we're doing is called Tiny Beautiful Things. Some of you may be familiar with the book. It is based on a book written by Cheryl Strayed that a few people have told me they've read the book. There was a movie a few years ago with Reese Witherspoon called Wild that was written by the same person. She is a novelist, but she took a stint for a while as an advice columnist for an online advice column online. And then she wrote a book about it. She wrote a book about the actual letters that she received as an advice columnist. It was then adapted for the stage by Nia Vardalos, and these are all true letters. The show is not a plot per se. It is her giving, there are 3 other people on the stage with her. She's the writer who is answering the letters, and 3 other people on stage will be reading the letters that they have written to her, and she gives the answers. And I thought I'd give you just a little taste of the beginning of the show and a few of the words of advice. She had no experience as a counselor, and she had to deal with a lot of very, very difficult family problems that people brought to her. Being an advice column online, people, I think, brought grittier types of stories than what you read in Dear Abby. Some of the stories are really very heart-wrenching, the terrible things that people were dealing with and asking for her advice. But she had a very interesting life herself with lots of issues and problems, and she answered from her own experiences. But the story opens with her receiving an email from someone who had seen her at a writer's conference. So her email rings. Hi, it's been a while since we met at that writer's conference. I hope you're doing well and writing. For the last year, I've been hiding behind a computer screen, anonymously giving out advice in the online column called Dear Sugar. I know you read the column because it's received exactly 1 fan letter, yours. To be honest, I don't have a passion for the gig, and as you know, I admire your work, so I am brazenly emailing you with a job offer. Do you want to take over the column? I mean, do you want to be Sugar? As you know, it's anonymous, so there's no credit, and the bonus is there's no pay. So, you in? Well, Sugar reads this and starts answering. Hello, and thank you for your strange offer. I'm trying to finish a book. My husband is an artist. We have 2 kids and 10 mountains of debt. I can't take on. Yeah, I'm in. She can't resist. So the letter writer says, that's great, I'll forward you the letters. So she starts getting these letters. Dear Sugar, I'm jealous of other people's success, even if I like them. When my friends get good news, I put on a smile, but I'm really thinking, why not me? Dear Sugar, I want to make friends, and my dad's advice is just be yourself, but it's not that easy in a new school in 8th grade. Everyone has their own groups, everyone already knows who they're going to pair up with in science class, and I'm stuck with an antisocial kid who picks his nose. Dear Sugar, I get seasick and I have a boat trip coming up with my boss. He doesn't like me. I mean, he really doesn't like me. I don't want to go on the trip. I want to call in sick before I get on the boat and barf. What's your advice? Dear Sugar, I'm a 70-year-old married man, and I suspect my newly widowed neighbor is spying on me when I'm in my yard. When I'm out there pulling weeds to drive her batty, I don't wear a shirt. Dear Sugar, I'm a 35-year-old woman. I lost my job, and I'm entering into an arrangement with a married man. We will rendezvous twice a week, and he'll pay me $1,000 a month. I have many thoughts and questions, including, is this taxable income? Anyway, she goes on to deal with many letters, a lot more difficult than this. There are letters that deal with a woman who had a miscarriage, people with bad marriages trying to decide what to do, problems with addiction, serious illnesses, and various kinds of family problems. And as I said, they're pretty gritty, and the language can be very gritty. It's not a show that's recommended for children. I have to warn you on that. But at the very end, I love some of the endings, and you might wonder where the title, Tiny Beautiful Things, comes from. So a few of her words of wisdom at the end. Most things will be okay eventually, but not everything will be. Sometimes you'll put up a good fight and lose. Sometimes you'll hold on hard and realize there's no choice but to let go. Acceptance is a small, quiet room. And then she ends by saying, during the era in which you've gotten yourself ridiculously tangled up with heroin, you'll be riding the bus one hot afternoon and thinking what a worthless piece of crap you are. A little girl will get on the bus holding the strings of 2 purple balloons. She'll offer you one of the balloons, but you won't take it because you believe you no longer have a right to such tiny, beautiful things. You're wrong. You do. Yours, Sugar. So, hope you all come to see the show. If you think it might be something of interest, we have another show coming in March, June, and probably September. I think we have a full set of shows coming up this year. So keep your eyes open.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, check our Facebook page, our website. Keep your eyes open. The Mirror had an article about this in today's paper. So if you have the Mirror paper, thanks.
Up here, Denny and I are good high school friends, and we were just, where are you, Denny? Oh, come on up. Come to your microphone. He and I were in chorus in every vocal ensemble there was when we went to school together 78 years ago. And here we are. We were just reminiscing downstairs. WTAJ. They had this.
One of the TV stations.
Yeah, they used to have the
Christmas
maybe you guys
season.
still do this. The chorus goes and they film you, and then there's like a Yule log, and it's Christmas thing. Yeah, and he and I just reminisced on Mr. Snyder, who was our chorus director, who I loved, and he was a huge mentor in my life. He was conducting us like this, and there was this really big horsefly that kept flying around. And Denny and I just said this to his son too. Something we go back, we could look at each other and laugh, and we were the ones that got it. We never got in trouble because we did bad things. We'd laugh, and that's how we got in trouble. And this fly would like land on this room, Mr. Snyder's bald head, right there. And then it would be on the music, and then it looked like it was music, and we thought that was funny. Then it landed on Denny, and I did get in trouble that day. He was like, "You ever want to be on TV again? You're not going to do that." Take it away, Denny.
How could it be, this baby in my arms, sleeping now so peacefully, the Son of God, the angel said, how could it be? Lord, I know he's not my own, not of my flesh, not of my bone. Still, Father, let this baby be the son of my love. Father, show me where I fit into this plan of yours. How can a man be father to the Son of God? Lord, all my life I've been a simple carpenter. How can I raise a king? How can I raise a king? He looks so small, his face and hands so fair. And when he cries, the sun just seems to disappear. But when he laughs, it shines again. How could it be? Father, show me where I fit into this plan of yours. How can a man be father to a king? How can I raise a king? How could it be? This baby in my arms, sleeping now, so peacefully. The Son of God, the angel said, how could it be?
Thank you, that was beautiful. All right, hi again. I'm Kim, if I haven't met you or didn't know who that was in the beginning, and I'm the other member of the church family that's also not from the Italian heritage. But thanks, Valerie, we're another reason to connect. Tonight I just want to take a second to do a reflection for all of us before we do the last portion of our show. Recently, I was leading a workshop and talking about holding on to moments and making them sacred. And somebody in the workshop asked me what I meant by sacred. Good question. Typically, it's used referring to God or doing something spiritual of that nature. But it's also often defined as something, making something worthy of awe and respect. And that particular day, I was actually talking about how we can each choose to give moments our attention, to take the time to make them sacred. And even the hard ones, the ones we don't want to be with or the ones that are uncomfortable, how do we make those sacred, not just bypass them, rushing around trying to get to the next stuff? I think that's big, for me, one of the biggest themes of the year that we've all been through is taking the time and slowing down and noticing that even with the news and the hard stuff and the darkness and the pain, that there's still beauty and there's still love. And so we need to focus on making those moments more sacred. And it's been said tonight over and over, but it bears repeating, just to take this moment in, if you even want to look around for a minute at this space, take a moment to seal this on our memory and our hearts, because we are here together tonight. And I can honestly say that my last 22, 23-ish years being part of this community, every single time I walk in this space, that's the first thing I think of, is how sacred this is. This community, this family, and obviously this space. And in fact, I noticed today that something happens for me that with time. So time slows when I walk into this space, which had me thinking a little bit about time. What is time, really? And how do we mark it for each of us? Is it how we pass the hours, the days, the years? Is it how we hold the memories of the loved ones that we've lost along the way? Perhaps it's in a single smell that transports us across time, right into that moment again. You know, the smell of cookies when you're in your grandma's kitchen, or Del Grosso sauce, and we're right in the carpet. Maybe it's a whiff of an old lover's perfume and you remember their face instantaneously, for better or for worse. Sometimes it's the smell of antiseptic and you're in a hospital room with someone and you're right back there, the sound, too, of a beeping machine. Or the fresh breeze on a summer's day and you remember some moment in high school, or, you know, all of this transports us across time. And it's said that in God's eyes, 1,000 years are but a day. So I wonder if for us mere mortals, maybe 1,000 moments across our one precious life are about making those moments sacred, filling them with hope and forgiveness and art and love and music, and again, with love. So in this moment, as we come to the last part of our show, if we just take this moment to let the light, the music, and the songs into our hearts, and remember most of all that this feeling of love is actually the only thing that is truly timeless.
everybody. Hi. This is Kevin. Kevin is our clinical director. He's a music therapist, and he's the clinical director of A Place to Be Music Therapy. And he's also an amazing pianist, and we're very good friends. He drove up from Virginia to be here today. And something, not only is he an amazing music therapist, did you feel that, right? This gentleman's ability to play music, we have been able to go into psychiatric units together where there sits 15 to 20 people who might be bipolar, schizophrenic, suicidal, and I have listened to him play and have watched these people transform. And this is the power of music.
What's that?
Kevin, you want to say anything?
Oh yeah. Well, it's been great, being at A Place to Be. I came down to A Place to Be because we were both classmates at Berkeley, and Tom's work is amazing, as you folks all know him, and to be able to see, the birthplace of all this art and to see him come back, and build this beautiful thing over here.
I'm not sure you want to see exactly where I was born. And then Kevin, so he's originally from Malaysia. We meet at Berkeley. Then you marry.
Oh yeah.
Christina, beautiful Christina.
Thank you.
And Christina's family,
That's
like
from
one day
Tyrone.
we're sitting talking and she's like, my family lives in Tyrone.
Oh my God.
They eat Del Grosso sauce. Of course they do. So I thought maybe you want to do an improv with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have you guys do some improv. We're down to our last couple performances, but we're going to get you involved. And I know you have masks on, but you're all going to be performers here for a second. I thought our theme tonight should be what we're thankful for. And how about we pick it up, Kevin?
Okay.
Whatever you want, like that.
Any key, major, minor?
Let's make it a major. We need a major night.
Okay.
Okay, so. Go jazzy,
Go jazzy.
up tempo, whole thing like that. Thankful, but thankful. I don't hear you. Thankful. Everybody now. Thankful. I'm about to tell you what I'm thankful about. I'm gonna ask you out here what you're thankful about. Give me something.
Family.
I'm thankful for family. Amy?
I'm thankful to be here.
Thank you, because we're thankful. Thankful. What else are we thankful for? Your friends.
Yeah.
What are we thankful for here? Thank you for family. What else are we thankful for? Somebody yell something out. Music. Music. What's that? This moment. Thank you, Martin. What else from the back row? For freedom. Yes. We are still free. Here we go. Thankful. Come on. Thankful. 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 We're thankful. Okay, let's see if we can get them to clap on beat. Good job, Lynn. We hope that you will join in on. Before that, I did want to say, if you would like to help out the church, we would love for you to help us. I just did a GoFundMe a couple weeks ago, and in 3 days, we raised $2,500. We need a lot more. If you look downstairs, you'll see what this stage is going to look like. Believe it or not, this is not quite finished. And more importantly than anything, we are going to get that chairlift that we got many years ago to get people up here, and that costs money to install it. So if you are interested, Chris, are you here? Could you stand up, please? So this is Chris Cook. If you'd like to hand a donation to me, hand a donation to me. If you'd like to ask more about it, ask Chris, or hand the donation to Chris, or get in contact with us, and we would love your help to help us finish this dream out. So, I hear there's some elves here somewhere. Yeah, I know. Is that all the intro there is? I hear there's some elves. Remember when you were in school and you heard bells like that, you were really excited? So you found out it was your second grade teacher. All right, here we go, Dan. You guys can dance too.
Something in you, take care of.
can rent them out for $150. That we even got Kim in that outfit, and she wore that is amazing. So we have a last song before we all sing goodbye together. I asked one of our ambassadors from A Place to Be to come up from Virginia. She is the reason that A Place to Be started. She is an amazing, motivational speaker, an amazing performer, and a great friend. And we're going to sing a song. Oh, mask off, right?
Hi.
Hi, Amy. You want to just...
Can I take my mask off, please?
Yes. And Amy and I get a chance to sing this song. We're very lucky. This Sunday, we have...
I heard it.
You got it? At first I thought it was like Tom Riley, coming through the radio. This Sunday we have the opportunity to sing this song for renowned opera singer Renee Fleming. So at our concert. Amy, you want to say anything? Go ahead.
So, hi everyone. Hi. I kind of feel like I am a part of the church family, but this is a very special place for me, and I am very honored to sing here because one of the first events that I remember being at for A Place to Be, even before we had a physical building, was up here. So we have some friends whose spirits live within this place, and I am very honored to sing at Schweitzer Theater. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Sorry. We thank you all for coming tonight. I thought we would sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas together. Amy, thank you so much.
I want to thank my Virginia people. Raise your hand, all my Virginia families that came up. Thank you for being here. Manny has been back there on the camera from my production team. Dan has been doing our tech tonight. Dan, thank you for coming. Thank you. And thanks to Johnny and Cindy and for all of you being here. We are all so blessed. And we're going to end with this song, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And I would love for you all to just sing as loud as you can. All right? We got some singers here. Here we go. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you and your King. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Come on! We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everybody take a big breath in. You can raise your arms. Raise your arms up. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh! We're gonna sing. I know you have masks on. We're gonna sing this one more time with some joy. Okay? That was an extremely depressing version of that song. Everybody stand up. Here we go. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you and your King. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So much. We really appreciate it. And we are not going to be able to really meet. I'm going to give you an air hug from up here, and I love you all. We're not going to gather really downstairs, but for those family that I need to see and friends that I talked to earlier, we'll meet you. But we usually would gather as a big crowd. We're not going to do that for safety's sake. Thank you for being here tonight. I do have one more encore. Would you guys like one more thing? Something that I really love about Christmas, I don't know about you guys, but is surprises. Anybody out there like surprises? Right? So I thought, I wrote this a few months ago, I would sing a surprise song to all of you tonight. Here we go. So it is Christmassy. I've sung a million love songs, and I've danced for ingenues, composed for a hero that is love he must pursue. And I've cried a million times to songs on the radio, but I never knew what love was till there was you. It took a pandemic to slow me down enough to open up my eyes to deal with some tough stuff. A whole life I've led, not living completely true. So I sent out a prayer, and God sent you. Never did I dream I'd meet someone like you. You light my darkest moments and make me believe that love is true. Never did I think I'd be here today, wanting to spend my life with you. So what do you say? Have you caught on yet? On our third date you made it very clear to me. You didn't believe in love and you never wanted to marry. I hope that has changed now since you are my man. Because since you came into my life, I hope I altered your plan. Never did I dream God would send me you. You light my darkest moments and make me believe that love is true. Never did I think I'd be here today, wanting to spend my life with you. So what do you say? Our worlds are so different, but now our friends and family become a part of who we're gonna be. So if you say no in front of all of these people, well, that would be a catastrophe. So, Andres, will you marry? Song. Will you marry me? It goes like this. You better say yes. Thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas.